All right, test, test, test. All right, looks like we're live. All right, let's get going here. All right, we're playing a lot of Ark Nova, but it's been fun. All right, we have a federal grants in our opening hand. That's always good. Got a predator breeding program. Not immediately obvious how we use that. We're second seat. It's Europe. It's herbivores. It's species diversity. The row doesn't really have any super exciting stuff. We're on Silver Lake. Silver Lake is good. The Science Museum is kind of tempting to hold on to. We have a sponsored zoo or architectural zoo. Sponsored zoo does look like it could be pretty good here. I could just keep a crap ton of sponsors. Um, I think it's always federal grants. Given that herbivores is in the game, expert in herbivores also seems like a no-brainer. It's going to be money. It's an herbivore tag. We have species diversity, so actually ornithologist is kind of good because it's just another way to get a species tag without having to actually play an animal. We have sponsorship relatively high, so honestly, yeah, this looks really good. Like, just spam out all of these sponsors. Honestly, we could just take another sponsor to like crawl the map faster, and this is often a decent number of points. Also, this is incredible for species diversity, right? I mean, I guess species diversity only goes to 3 and 4, but also like we can run a very fast species diversity game plan with all of these sponsors. And then, oh no, we're not keeping any of these animals, but none of these animals are that good, and we have sponsored zoo in hand. I think this is a game to actually just do this. The question, we can even play an extra sponsor for money early by like using the polar bear exhibit to. The polar bear exhibit could just snake through here, and then we could wind up playing enclosures and stuff this way. Or I build some speculative 4-size enclosure and then use the polar bear exhibit to snake somewhere else. Or yeah, I like all of that. All right, let's just keep all of this. This is good. Welcome, Heroic Logic. Explorer is quite good. Research would have been kept tempting if I had leaned into the science more, but I actually think that we might just be rushing. Maybe we're just rushing species 3 here and doing a project in round 1. Doing a project in round 1 sounds really tempting here because I don't have a strong reason to want universities or partner zoos yet. And just doing like a fast species sounds pretty fun. I am gonna sponsor. If we're trying to do a fast species, just sponsoring expert in herbivores seems good. Again, there's herbivores in the game also. I think I'd like to try to push for 5 herbivores probably if I could manage that. I mean, we'll see how many herbivores flip. It's always a little bit dangerous to play that. This Coatl is very good for species diversity, but again, we're just going to play the polar bear exhibit. But this would be a lot of points for us, so it still might be a thing. Our guy has an aquarium. That's quite powerful. That's quite powerful. Um, I do think I'm just going to build a 4-size enclosure and pay for the polar bear exhibit. And then the polar bear exhibit, I'm just going to like snake through this rep and card draw. This card draw, we could draw the research, which is. It's not bad to draw this because, again, just controlling projects is really good. And we are going to get a science off of this, so I don't hate that. My opponent took the grass snake. It's fine. Spokesperson. Ooh, spicy. Spokesperson is another science tag with federal grants that makes the research look tempting. So yeah, I think I'm going to snake the research here. We're gonna play the polar bear exhibit. Oh, I have the polar bear exhibit wrong in my head, don't I? I claimed I was gonna get the card and the rep, but I guess I'm getting $2 and a card. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll take research. I think that's pretty good. This explorer is very good too, but I think I'm just gonna snap the spokesperson in a second. Um, I don't even know that I totally can play all of this stuff. I guess I largely can play most of what I want. I can play most of what I want here. Spokesperson gets snapped by them though. Fair enough. I still might snap Explorer here. Wow, and an Elephant. Elephant, very good. Explorer is very tempting as a very powerful card. Although I'm already going to have so many tags. Although it's still going to be a good number of tags. When do I get to upgrade it, I guess, is a question. I can upgrade sponsors immediately after doing this early species, and then I can keep pumping sponsors out. Alright. This is pretty nuts. This is pretty dang good. Yeah. I'm honestly just gonna... Wow, Aquatic. Aquatic is pretty good for my opponent, too, with the aquarium. I'm gonna X animals out of the way. I'm gonna sponsor Ornithologist for another tag, and then I'm just gonna do Species 4 as a project. And I will unlock income, probably, because my income is gonna be kind of questionable, given what I'm doing. Because I've not played an animal yet. Although this map has so much money, or maybe it's not money, maybe it's two-size enclosure. I really like two-size enclosure a lot. But income, maybe income is correct. I feel like I don't take income enough. So many sponsors. You love how different each game can be. Yeah, we have so many sponsors this game. I mean, our opening hand had a lot of very good sponsors. These sponsors are really fun to rush species diversity. Also, we do have sponsored zoo, so pumping out lots of sponsors is like just a tiny bit more valuable than normal also. But yeah, it's a very fun game plan, and I agree. Part of what I have been enjoying about Ark Nova is how different it can all be. It's kind of wild that we haven't played Federal Grants yet, by the way, but like whatever. Federal Grants will come in time, obviously. We're not going to ignore it, but just hitting Species 4 right now is very fun. There are some European. There is a European animal on the row that I should, eventually care about too. That's actually why my opponent took the grass snake. Yeah, now they have Europe one. Europe, Europe is good, and the grass snake is for aquarium. Okay, very cute. And then they have it here. They get to dig 3. Okay, and they're getting some nice rep. They dig away the Europe animal. Fair enough. They dig away the elephant. Fair enough. Also, they're getting aquatic down close to them. And they dig away my quaddle for my bear. That is sad. The bear was fun, but not to be. Aquatics in rep range now for them, which is probably good. Probably is good for them. All right, we're gonna just support species diversity, and yeah, the big decision now. I could take snapping, but there's very little to snap now that my opponent dug all the good cards away. The two-size reward is always very tempting to me, especially because I don't like upgraded build. And we can do a no upgrade build game probably pretty smoothly here by taking two-size reward. Although upgraded build on this map does come with some benefits. My income's going to be bad. More money is still good, right? Although, God, Explorer is so much money, and I have freaking Expert in Herbivores and Ornithologist and Federal Grants. My money's not that bad. Let's take two-size reward. I like two-size. Hey, random. Hey, random PC. I am definitely upgrading sponsors so that we can get that Explorer out, and we can get the Federal Grants out faster, and we can just keep playing more sponsors faster. All of the things that I want to do. Where this two-size goes, we could just cover up more money at the moment. I do want to leave room for some good 5-size enclosures, though. I do want to be careful about leaving room for big enclosures, because I'm going to play so many small enclosures. So I kind of want to keep some room for these 5-size enclosures that are next to water and rock. So maybe I weirdly build this here and set up to build a big 5 size through here. I mean, we have no idea what animals we actually want yet, so you know, that's a little tricky. Don't I miss Agricola? I do miss Agricola. I should play Agricola some more. My opponent's going to cause a break? No, spokesperson gets down. My opponent not causing the break might be an error on their part, because how are they going to play the rest of this round? I'm very happy for the round to continue at the moment. Like, I have things to do. Uh, they seem to have less things to do, but I am just going to drop a giant 5 size enclosure right now. Just very speculative, but whatever. I guess part of the answer of how my opponent's going to stay on the round is that the map is Silver Lake, and they're just going to build a bunch of crap with Silver Lake bonuses. Like, they can drop a kiosk, play a bunch of enclosures to keep getting money. Yeah, I guess that's how they're going to partly stay on the round. I can play Federal Grants, or I could use an X token to just play Explorer. My opponent does draw Aquatic via Snapping, gives himself a project, that's fine. Guided School Tours, that looks great. Do I actually snap Guided School Tours rather than playing more cards? If I snap Guided School Tours, my opponent could cause the break and force me to discard a card, so that seems bad. Let's just play Federal Grants, right? Just get the money flowing in. Let's just do that. Let's just get even more money income going, so we're not that behind on the money income. Yeah, it's great. Very, very good sponsors thus far. This is an herbivore on the card row also. Herbivore good. No, I have enough sponsors to play anyhow. Don't snap Guided School Tours. Yeah, the problem is I have to discard a card though, right? So the main thing is like if I draw off the deck, I'm gonna have to discard it. So is it does it actually make sense? With that said, it might make sense just to grab this giraffe actually. Boosting sponsors is very good for us. Boosting sponsors is actually very good for us. Getting a second herbivore tag, I could just rush herbivores too and call it good enough. That sounds pretty good. Just I can put the giraffes into the 4 size. Who really cares? It's an herbivore tag. I can actually play it too if my opponent doesn't cause the break for some reason. Boosting sponsors so I can then play explorer. All sounds really cool. Yeah, I do need to start looking at more cards soon because I don't have enough card draw. I don't have enough card draw, to be honest, so I will need more. I don't want to snap with my cards any too much more after this, but I think it's fine to snap one more time and just set us up for another very early project. We might run low on projects after this because, yeah. Oh, wow, we do get to play an animal too. Okay, yeah, getting to play an animal here is quite nice. This has been a very good round one for us. I don't even fully know what my opponent's been doing. But 4 species, all sponsors, correct. I did species 4 off of sponsors from my opening hand, and we do have sponsored zoo, which is part of why I'm just like pumping out a million sponsorships. My opponent also is sponsoring. Cool. I'm about to just play an explorer because why not? Um, let's go. OP should have never allowed this. The opponent should have allowed this. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, my opponent is eking things out though that are fine too, like another X for Americas. Like I don't know, their opening seems fine, but um, things do seem very good over here. I did already explore a decent number of tags, to be fair, but whatever. It's still an insane amount of money, and it'll be a decent number of points. My opponent's finally going to cause the break. Sweet. I'm just going to support... I'm just supporting herbivores too after this, probably. Like, just instantly support herbivores too. Probably take snapping as a reward, because god, do I really need cards in hand. I can actually draw guided school tours from rep range. No, I can't. My rep range is too low. Wow, a rhino. Snapping a rhino would be pretty cool because I do need more projects pretty badly. I think covering up this card draw is actually wrong here because I don't want to draw sponsorship elephants. It's not good enough. Do I want to snap up this fur seal? This fur seal actually is maybe worth pulling up though. Watch some YouTube video with, I'll catch up to you in a sec, Professor, sorry. Do I want the fur seal? Let's take the fur seal, right? It gives us a worker. A worker is pretty good. Worker's pretty good. I also could play guided school tours from rep range here. Although it's probably better to sponsor herbivores and snap the rhino. Yeah, let's do that. Because I have to take an X token to take guided school tours, and that's not that valuable. I also get a doubler here. Oh my god, sick. I don't even know what I want to double, but... Or maybe I just want $10 more instead of the doubler. I don't know. Do I want $10 more or do I want the doubler? What am I doing with $10? I have so much money. I don't currently have anything to double sponsor, though. I don't have double animals. I could double cards, just look at cards. That doesn't sound very good. I'm going to take $10. It's just guaranteedly decent. I don't know that that's great. I am going to snap this rhino. Giant panda. Giant panda requires me to take an Asian partner zoo, but that's a very good card. The new action cards are bad. Okay, you watch some YouTube videos with me, Agricola. First time live viewer, though. You wish in BGA you could add Marine Worlds, but not use the new action cards. You like everything else, but not the variants of those. The new action cards aren't that bad with drafting them. Gotcha. Agree, but you really like the action symmetry from players. I really don't know Marine Worlds at all yet, but I agree. That sounds weird. My guy took a sheep from the display, took a petting zoo from the display. Okay, whatever. I am going to play guided school tours here from the display. More sponsors, more good. Yeah, more sponsors, more good. Just play all of these. I can build a 4-size enclosure for this rhino. Admittedly, we might have to upgrade build just for room in our zoo. I might have to upgrade build just for room in my zoo in order to eventually, like, plop another enclosure. Because I don't have a great... I guess my 4-size enclosure is somewhere in here. I could use my clever ability, but what do I want to clever at the moment? Maybe I'm not building the rhino, right? I should just build the... Oh, I can't build the fur seal until I upgrade a card. God, how am I getting a card upgrade without any of my workers? I have no rep. Okay, that's actually all awkward. That is awkward. I actually have a lot of cards stuck in my hand at the moment. I kind of want the break to come. I guess I do want to play the rhino because... I do want to play the rhino because I don't have anything else playable and I want to get it out of my hand. Although the rhino's going to let me take a project. Oh my. God, there's so many cards that I want in my hand. Yeah, this is a little awkward here, actually, now. I still like this opening a lot overall, but things are a little awkward. My opponent did put Aquatic into play. That makes sense. Having a release would also be cool, but really not in position to release anything. I guess... Yeah, I mean, where else could I build a 4-size for the Rhino? I guess... Wait, I could not use the Clever yet. I don't want to use the Clever yet, right? I can build the 4-size here, and then save this for a 2-size and Clever at a more opportune moment. I will draw cards here. I'd like to look at more cards. Over the money seems good. Yes, we need more money, obviously. Definitely. My guy takes a new association worker instead of a card upgrade and plays a sheep from his petting zoo. It's fine. My opponent's doing good things still. It's sort of tempting to take this giant panda, but I should definitely just be looking at more cards here instead of putting stuff into my hand. I'd love to find more sponsors to play. Not finding more sponsors to play, but find the other rhinoceros. Also find a sloth bear. Well, sloth bear is always legit. It does require a size 3 enclosure, which is slightly annoying, but do I want this research objective anymore, to be honest? I mean, research is a project I can eventually play after I take a university, so on that front, it's kind of nice, but I'm going to be able to take more base projects. I don't need research. I also don't need this wombat though. God, I'm fighting a lot of herbivores, by the way. It is one of those games where I didn't need herbivores. I didn't rushing herbivores too is still gonna be good, but it's less good. God, I could use a hand size university. Gotta keep the wombat? Wait, what? Time to break away his worker. Oh yeah, I mean he got a new worker, but how was I supposed to break it away there? Why do I have to keep the wombat? Oh, just because pouching a card was good, because I now have too many cards and I can't keep these all? Maybe that's the argument. I really can't keep these all, to be honest. And I have a herbivore rebate, so just more herbivores was good. Okay, fair enough. I should have kept it. And I have empty 2 sizes, and now I have nothing to put into them. Alright, all of that is actually totally valid. What the hell am I taking, by the way? I normally habitat diversity is the answer, but I'm not doing very well on habitat diversity. I guess I could take Africa just to play Africa too. Maybe I could play Predators. It probably is supposed to be habitat diversity, but wow, I am not good at habitats yet. Although I want to eventually maybe take partner zoos if I have time. I don't know that I have time. I'll put habitat diversity into hand. But it's not obviously good. I have to discard so many cards here. It really is actually bad. It really is a problem. So yeah, you're right. I should have kept the wombat. You don't hate Preds, but Habitat seems okay too. Yeah, I also didn't hate Predators, because the thing with Predators is it's hard for my opponent to, like, copy it on that much. I don't want to knock Association out of the way. I do want to cause the break, so I guess I break... Breaking 4 is awkward. Breaking 4... Is breaking 4 fine here? Or am I using an X token? I don't really want to use an X token. I don't really want to use an X token. I'm just going to break 4. It still makes it a little awkward for us to cause the break, which I'm not super happy about. I think I'm actually getting rid of this other rhinoceros. Is that crazy? Okay, my opponent does just cause the break. Okay, that's actually fine. I'm still pretty far away from a card upgrade. Alright, I'm getting rid of research. I don't need research. I think I don't need the second rhinoceros. I think second rhino is overkill. Even with herbivore rebates. But I don't think I need the second rhino. I think the fur seal is going to be quite nice for getting another worker. Makes sense to you? Yeah, I think so too. The only thing is, how am I actually getting the first seal played? And I think the answer is I'm gonna have to push towards this 2 rep. Oh, I also get to snap a card. Bamboo Forest. Oh my god, we get to open up the rhinoceros enclosure. I mean, that's just happening, right? Actually, or we could release the giraffe. I don't really care. Releasing the giraffe opens up a thing. Okay, yeah. We gotta snap that. There's a lot of interesting things on this row, but Bamboo Forest is um, also gets the rep I want. Yes, that's true. It gets me the rep so I can take this uni, upgrade cards, actually play this. Yeah. I mean, I thought I was going to take the panda. The panda also looks really nice. I wish I could take the panda. I wish I had another card draw available, but I don't. I can just instantly support Bamboo Forest. If I support Bamboo Forest, though, then I'm still not getting a worker. Left worker off of this release seems fine. Actually, that's true. That's true. I can take left worker here because... Okay, that solves everything. And then I don't need a build action, right? Yeah, okay, we can clever build out of the way. This is a good time to clever build out of the way. I don't need build at the moment. All right. This has gotten very good. Beautiful? Yeah. This indeed is beautiful here. Bamboo. Is it rhino release? Rhino release or giraffe release? I guess it's rhino release. Rhino release is net 6, giraffe release is net 5. They both open up the same size enclosure. Yeah, I guess whatever. Goodbye, Rhino. You have the same tags. Yeah, I guess goodbye, Rhino. It's fine. Take the worker. Oh, also I get to build a 3-size enclosure for free. Sure, Z's. Building a 3-size enclosure for sloth bear is cool. You lose a rock symbol? Ah, yes, I lose a rock symbol compared to the giraffe. Good call. But yes, indeed, I don't care. A free 3-size enclosure is actually pretty sweet. We super did not need that build action. We might upgrade build just to fill the map at some point. That might be a thing. That might be a thing. Definitely discard. Well, actually, if we're gonna fill the map, oh, wild. We already have 2 guaranteed points on Sponsored Zoo, but is this ever upgrade build? It might not be upgrade build though. Let's just take the Sponsored Zoo. We set up Sponsored Zoo. I don't know. That's an opportunity. I'm not sure. Just never build again. Actually, that's probably better. You're right. Never build again is probably better. Because yeah, 2-size here. Just keep putting 2-sizes throughout here. With the release helps with the never build again. But like I'm about to fill my 5-size. I'm gonna fill my 5-size with the first seal. Which doesn't feel great. I also wish I could upgrade cards. Part of me wants to snap this guy off, though. I mean, I have to take a Asia Partner Zoo for this guy to be good, but this guy's insanely good, right? Although it'd be kind of nice to find more sponsors to play. God, I don't know. Part of me really wants that giant panda, though. That giant panda's actually a 3rd bear symbol, so it's even an extra CP. I'm gonna snap the giant panda. Which endgame did we keep? I did keep Sponsored Zoo. So looking for more sponsors is still tempting. I'm gonna hold on to this panda. It does continue to put hand size issue or like hand lock issues. So maybe this is bad. Keep snapping. God, I should not be snapping this much. I don't know. You like the panda? I like the panda so much though too. So I don't know. I guess I'm doing it. But I'm gonna X build out of the way, then I'm gonna do an upgraded association action, and then I'm gonna play upgraded animals. I'll play my fur seal. I'll get another worker, which, you know, do we even need another worker at that point? Who knows, but whatever. It's an Australia tag, which is good for the habitats that are sitting in my hand. Expert on Europe is quite good in this Europe game, plus it's a Europe tag, but again, how am I going to get a hold of it? Who knows? But just keep knocking build out of the way. Building sucks. Take a 2-rep uni here, upgrade animals. My guy took science library, okay. They don't have the research project, so I wonder why they need science. Do I know? Oh, well, spokesperson is part of the reason that they're doing that. It's not bad. They're also finding a decent number of just Europe creatures. This expert on Europe's quite good for them. They all have so much rep compared to me, but I guess that's spokesperson for you. They're just playing the petting zoo animal from the row. That makes sense. Their game's still pretty good. Their game's still pretty good. Although I have so many more projects already done and so much more CP. I mean, I have to find the appeal, but I have appeal kind of in my hand. Alright, we finally get some more card upgrades. We are behind on card upgrades compared to our opponents, so there's that. But I've also found CP, which that feels important, but you don't have to be married to the project in hand. That's true, although I sort of do, don't I? I don't have more projects, right? I sort of have to be married to the project in hand, because what projects do I have left? I have Europe 4? How am I going to hit Europe 4? So I eventually need to do another project, especially because of determination. So I think I am kind of married to habitat diversity, to be honest. I don't have to be like super locked in on it, but I kind of require it. It feels like. Oh, hey, we get to immediately. You'll find something. I will probably. We get to take a new association worker, and then we can immediately boost association. I forgot that we immediately get to boost association. The sloth bear timing is excellent. Um, the sloth bear timing is actually very good. Polar bear exhibit. Expert keeps giving us, or explorer keeps giving us more stuff. Yes, yes. Boost a Soch. Yep, and then take Uni. I can't take Uni unless the break happens, but I can take a partner zoo. Or I could just trigger the break and then use it. I mean, maybe it's trigger the break and then use the association, boosted association, and take hand size Uni at that point. I think I like triggering the break. You meant take zoo. You did mean take zoo. Okay. I mean, maybe taking zoo is correct. Just take the partner zoo. I actually can take partner zoos to push myself to habitat. Well, wait, no, I need to take a Asia partner zoo. Okay. Yeah, let's just take an Asia partner zoo, actually. Get the panda playable. Our opponent does take an X token. Wait, what are they Xing? They're Xing their sponsors. I could just break my opponent's doubler. I'm very tempted to do that, actually. Just use my X token, get the X token back, break my opponent's doubler. My opponent has to discard cards instead of potentially playing sponsors twice. I think this is an opportunity to break my opponent's doubler that they took. I just take a Uni. Then I take partner zoos. I think I have enough time for all of that because I have enough workers. I'm gonna do that. I'm not sure this is correct, but I think it's good. I think it's good. Finding a North America or a Europe tag would be nice, depending on what flips here. Otherwise, just taking 2-size animals are decent. This native farm animals is no longer playable. So it looks like I just snapped this Europe tag. Europe reptile tag, actually. I don't have a reptile yet. I could maybe also set myself up for a reptile breeding program that way. Yeah, that seems like the best card. That seems fine. Raccoon would be hot. Raccoon would be so hot. North American bear. Ugh. More bears, yes. More bear tags would be great. But God, yeah, this panda is so good. Freaking yeah, this polar bear exhibit makes this panda just so many points. I think the 2 size over here is correct. I could build another 3 size potentially on another huge thing. Although again, as Robbie said, maybe this is just never build again. I think it's we have so much money. I think this is upgrade a Soch off of taking the university, so I can start making donations. I think that's what this is. I should be able to take another association action for the Asia Partner Zoo before needing to play Giant Panda this cycle. I could upgrade cards. My rep is starting to get up there. I could upgrade cards before the Assoc, but I think the donations are just better. I think the donations are just better. Let's take this hand size uni. God, we do get our last worker, I forgot. Oh my god, incredible. What am I getting more rep from? The panda does give rep. Huh. Maybe it is upgrade cards first, but I'm gonna be a while until I can upgrade this partner zoo. Or get the partner zoo association. And that's so many associ actions I'm taking. But maybe I don't need donations. I mean, my money... I have a lot of money. How much more rep am I gonna waste, though, really? How much rep am I really getting this game? I think I can delay the cards upgrade. Although, I kind of want to draw more cards, too, don't I? Don't I want to look at more cards, finally? This is a tough upgrade, actually. I don't know what's correct. The cards upgrade is like a significant number more cards I'm looking at, and I don't have enough cards to finish the game out, right? Not quite. I'm closer than I should be, but I'm not quite there. Let's upgrade the cards then. Maybe the Assoc upgrade's better. I'm conflicted on that one. Very conflicted on that one. I do think we draw a bunch of cards here. I do think this is draw a bunch of cards. Then it's probably use an X token for the Asia Partner Zoo. My opponent is getting all of the rep off spokesperson stuff. And they did get another petting, or they got a rep off a petting zoo. They do have a full petting zoo. I mean, my opponent has way more appeal than I do. My opponent does have Europe 4 available at least too. So they're still doing, they're still doing good stuff. My opponent does have this to peer release available also. It feels like I should be winning this game, but it's not obvious that we actually are yet. I'm just drawing all the cards from the deck. I don't want anything from this row. We're trying to find some hot shit. Well, that is very unplayable, so I'm just going to discard it. The rest of the stuff we found is at least a bunch of 2 size things. A couple 2 size things is fine, but it's underwhelming. No North American tag is slightly annoying also, but oh well. No sponsors also is actually annoying. I mean, I found so many sponsors early, so I guess whatever, but yeah, it's definitely a bit annoying. I am going to use an X token to take X back build. I think I want to just rush these partner zoos. I want to take so many Assoc actions. I think I do this and then I X back build. I don't. That's what I'm gonna choose to do. I don't know if that's correct, but yeah, I'm definitely Xing back build in a sec. Well, am I? Or am I building a 3 size to put the panda in instead of putting the panda in the 4 size? I might build a 3 size. Maybe that's overkill, but I kind of like the flexibility of at least having a 4 size. It leaves me way more flexible in which animals I can actually use through the end game. It gets me closer to getting these X tokens too. I'm gonna say build the 3 size. I have no flexibility with X tokens at the moment, so that's not great. It seems fine. Yeah, it seems fine. I don't know if it's correct. Because the X token is also very powerful. Like I definitely could use X tokens. Um, my opponent's looking at a bunch of cards. It's fine. I kind of have to keep taking some cards actions here too to hopefully find a few more things, because just a little bit more stuff could really push us right over the edge. Really could push us over the edge. Am I able to Venom my opponent, by the way? Oh, I can only Venom my opponent after playing the Slow Worm. I will play the Slow Worm. The Slow Worm is quite good with Explorer. The Slow Worm like gives us the money back, and it's actually a bunch of appeal. So yeah. I am going to lose this rep off Giant. Oh no, I upgraded cards. I'm not losing the rep off Giant Panda. I do get to draw. So play the Giant Panda first. See if we happen to draw something better. Because I will just draw off the deck here. Panda gives Expert and Herbivore money back. God, we have so much money. This Panda gives so much. This is such a good, just so many things. And again, the endgame CP now off of having enough bears. This polar bear exhibit's been very strong. Hey, there's a North America thing, but it requires a partner zoo. But at least it's a primate icon, which I don't have. And I can take a North America partner zoo to make sure we can play Habitat 5. So, I guess, yeah. My next move can just be North America partner zoo. And that actually allows me to play this guy. This guy's decent to play. Yeah, that guy's decent to play. So I could cause the break here. I also could just play the Expert on Asia. The Expert on Asia is 4 points plus a Pavilion. The Pavilion is just a 5th point. The Expert on Asia is reasonable to play. We did open the wrong 4 size. We can't play the Tiger now or this Pelican. Oh, this 4 size is next to Double Water. Oh, I just thought they were both fine. I mean, this one's next to Double Rock, but there's nothing that requires Double Rock, right? Double Water is a thing for 4 size. These are the like specifics of the cards that I guess I still have to learn, right? All right, do I want to cause a break? Oh, no, I want to take my North America partner zoo. Don't cause a break. Duh. You keep using the Associa action. Take the partner zoo. Upgrade Assoc. Yeah, upgrade Assoc so that we can donate when we do projects. When I say projects, currently we have only one project. But do we need more than one project and a couple animals to finish this game out? Hopefully not. Although maybe. Our animals are not doing that much for us. Just the 2 size jumper is Double Rock. Okay, so yeah, Double Water is more important. So yeah, you're right. I did open the wrong 4 size. But again, that's where knowing the deck matters. Play this Expert. I think we are playing the Expert, right? Causing a fast break's not that helpful for me here. So I do think the Expert on Asia is good, right? The Expert on Asia is 5 points minimum. Maybe it's an extra CP if I wind up playing one more sponsor before the end of the game. We can maybe push this sponsored zoo to 3 CP. So yeah, the Expert on Asia, I guess, is sort of like, on that sense, it's sort of like 6.5 points. It's 5 points direct, and it's 1.5 points of the way towards a CP. So like, yeah, or it's half of the way towards a CP. So we count as an extra 1.5. And I have another Asian hand, so it's probably 6 points. That's true. I'm probably playing this guy, so it's probably more points. Yeah. We'll play the Expert on Asia. No need to cause the break here. We have plenty of money. We're going to get more money on the break. The Pavilions can get me these X tokens a little bit faster. Because now when we break, we can put the 2 size here. I guess that prevents me from building the 2 size next to rock and water, but I already have a 2 size next to rock and water. I have another 2 size next to water. This one, yeah, I don't know. Do I care even? All of my 2 size animals don't even care. Yeah, so should be fine. Shouldn't matter. But yeah, that little tip about opening the wrong enclosure because this one's next to double water, and I'm preventing myself now from taking the double water animals that are good. That's like just knowing the animal deck at a better than I do, and like that can matter. It obviously can matter, but my guy's doing a project. My opponent is still very close to me. I should really go look at their tableau again some more. They also have a lot of sponsorships. They do have an endgame CP on Expert on Americas. They only have one endgame CP showing. I have 1, 2, 3. I do have 3 showing, so that's better. I'm gonna draw a bunch of cards again to see if we maybe get somewhere. I'm just drawing them all from the deck. None of these animals are better than None of these cards are better than what I already have in hand. Like, we're just trying to hit higher stuff. That's another pretty decent sponsor to play. This is another endgame CP. It's basically 2 CP because of my sponsorship, and it's an immediate X token, which is good. We do get a bird release. Bird release. I was going to say I have a bird, but I do have a bird. It's ornithologist, which shockingly has given us nothing this game. I do find a crocodile, but that requires 1,000,000 reptiles, and it requires a 5 size enclosure. Okay, the crocodile can get discarded. That's not happening. The bird release isn't even good at the moment. God, we're really getting punished that we can't play this pelican, though. Play the pelican and release the pelican would be so hot. But unfortunately, I can't do that. So yeah, that didn't super help us, but oh well. It did not super help us. Our opponent also draws cards. That's fine. I could play Quarantine Lab. My opponent's drawing those cards. Drawing the Pelican and the Lesser Bird of Paradise. Okay, sure, whatever. Whatever. What flips? Anything exciting? It's a peer and an engineer. Alright, not really. Not really. I can play 2 animals here, or I could just X build out of the way. Might be fine to just X build out of the way. How much more do I need to win this game? I play a couple. I'm 34 points away from winning. All I really need to do is habitat diversity plus donate. Habitat diversity plus donate. So I play animals. I habitat diversity and donate, and then I play more weird 2-cost animals, and I'm just like significantly over. Yeah. So I actually think I'm just playing Quarantine Lab here, because I'm never taking another sponsor action, but I definitely want to play this card, so just play it before you have to discard it, in case our opponent causes a break. Just get that down. That's definitely a card I want down, because 2 more CP is great. Our endgame is pretty strong now at this point, too, so when we cause the break, we're gonna do pretty far past the break. I actually don't have to X animals out. I don't have to X build out of the way here. I think I could just play 2 animals, right? Yeah, I could just play 2 animals right now. Okay, yeah, we just play 2 animals right now. I'll use an X token to get this CP. But we're gonna get an X token once the break actually happens. I have enough money to play these animals. I can pilfer my opponent too, just to be rude. Which, I mean, I like being rude, right? May as well pilfer our opponent. Why not? This is relatively cheap, and it gets me explorer stuff too, which is great. But let's pilfer our opponent. I get $5. That's fine. I don't really need $5, obviously, but not sad about it. All right, do I play the Tapir here is the fun question. Venoming my opponent makes no sense here. I can't even hit them now, can I? I still could, but no point. Hunting is not bad. Hunter is not bad here, but the Tapir also lets me look at more cards. And it's... Yeah, let's just do the Tapir. It does use up my rock space, but whatever. But we can now dig for better options. Also, we're already at 80. Okay, 82. Yeah, we just need the break to happen to get a worker back. I mean, yeah, okay, we should have this game won, probably. I'm never playing you. I'm never playing you. All right. What is behind that door? A jaguar. That's decent. That's a decent animal to put into our 4 size. It's just 8 appeal. 8 appeal's decent. That was a pretty good hit. Oh. Oh my. Okay. Well, that's a hit. That's a hit. Uh, there we go. Hello. All right. Am I just causing the break? I'm probably just causing the break. I caused the break here. My opponent also... Build to play both? Wait, what? Why am I building? Make them break? What else are they doing? I see. Oh, and you want me to play the Galapagos and the Jaguar. I see. I build a 3 size, and I just don't even care about my 2 size. And also, I see what you're saying. They can't possibly win without causing the break. So I may as well force them to do that. Okay. You know what? You know what? You're right. When you're right, you're right. I see what you're saying now. I'm like, I want to end the game faster, but they are super cash poor, cash constrained, etc. I want to force them to end it, and then I just play these cards. And indeed, they do have to end it, or they have to cause the break here. Okay. All right. Great stuff. Great stuff. Yeah, this Galapagos giant torter is going to be great for us, just absolutely great. The Jaguar is pretty solid. Maybe something better will come off the top of the deck, but honestly, what is even better at this point? I don't even know how many hits are left for our 4 size enclosure. Maybe one of the Tigers fits and is slightly more points, but I don't know that there's particularly more points for us. But we'll see. Maybe we get to snap something cool here, but the answer would appear to be no. Actually, is this Sea Lion with pack? Okay, this is a pretty good pack. I guess this is slightly better, it turns out. This is slightly more points. So, but, I mean, the Jaguar's fine. And it's cheaper, and there that goes anyhow, which makes sense. Although, also, you're actually slightly better than the Jaguar. So, congrats. I guess, yeah. This North American Partner Zoo is going off. North American Partner Zoo going off at the end. Can't even build for free. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Alright, we go win by 1,000,000. Habitat diversity, first slot. Take another turn, obviously. Do I even do a $7 donation? Wait a sec. 28... Or, no, wait. Where did that money come? Why am I at 35? Oh, no, sorry. If I do a $7 donation, I'm at $28. If I'm at $28, I can play the goat. I can sell 3 cards. It sounds like I don't donate, because then I can't... I don't think I actually donate here. I don't think I have enough money. Oh, the goat actually gets me another card. Wait, the goat does get me another card because I can use my X tokens to... I think this works. If I'm screwing this up, whatever. I'm not losing that many points, but I think the math works here. Yeah, we can do this first to draw a card, and now we can sell that card. And now we sell the rest of the cards so we can play the monkey. And we just have so many points. So many points. All right, we go super over everything. All right, yeah, we're at 123, and our end game is like 6 shields, right? 1 polar bear exhibit, 1 on federal grants, 1 on quarantine lab. Oh, 1 on guided school tours. We have 7 shields as our end game. So another 21 points. Seems fine. Our opponent does get to sponsor and take another turn also because, you know, Silver Lake. And they do get 4-point Europe. And they're getting points for maxing out rep. They do have, I was going to say, they had this fur seal. So they're getting points for all their predator icons, which is pretty good. So they're still getting kind of close to us, but I have to assume my endgame is better than theirs. 7 shields is a lot for an endgame. He didn't quite find the 6th water icon. So yeah, he only has 1 shield showing. Okay, yeah, we're fine. Still a kind of close, not super close game, but fairly close. And research zoo. Wow, yeah, they did this. So they had 5 to our 7. So yeah, it's not actually, I mean, we won decently comfortably, but not super comfortably. 35 turns. Wow. Okay. Only 4 breaks though. Okay, so I mean, I guess that's part of what happened here is like we didn't actually break that often, and so both of us were taking slightly weak actions because we were taking long rounds. That's kind of wild, actually. Only 4 breaks, but I mean it's Silver Lake, so there's so much money flowing around. But yeah, still gained 200 money. So I took 9 sponsor actions. Crazy. That was really fun. That was really fun to open with that many sponsors and play that many sponsor cards. Rushing out, playing 3 sponsors early to reach species 4 was a very fun open. I am slightly surprised that this took 35. I played so many sponsors, so it makes sense. It's a long game. Yeah, that's true too. Exactly. I agree. Only 4 breaks is part of why it's longer. Also, you're right that I played a lot of sponsors. Like, part of why I have 7 endgame points is because, like, I built up a bunch of points for the endgame, but that made it longer for me to reach 100 points in-game, but I was able to push much farther. So, like, to be fair, it's a 35 turn game, but I'm pushing all the way to 144, so, like, it's not that bad. But it does sound like there was some inefficiencies in there. But maybe not horrifically, because again, some of the inefficiencies were both me and my opponent chose to take inefficient actions because we were playing slight break chicken. But I didn't care that we weren't breaking usually because I usually was fine to continue to play more sponsors and just build up all of this passive money and income. I think it was my opponent that suffered more than I did about the fact that we weren't triggering breaks. And indeed, I forced my opponent to do. Normally, I'm relatively happy to trigger breaks and push it, but this was a game where I'm like, I don't need to push the breaks. I was fine not having the breaks. I do think my opponent was in a tougher spot usually on that front. So fun to be different. My score shows that. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was good. They should have broke faster. I agree with that. I agree that they should have they should have broke faster. And I think a weakness for them was that they didn't recognize that they needed to break the game faster. I was happy to keep just having time. Also, like having time to take those late cards actions were pretty good. I mean, finding this tortoise in the late game is like quite huge. This is so many more points than the other animals I was going to be playing. But anyhow, yeah, fun game. Fun game. I got to play a lot of strong cards, actually. We have a lot of good cards in our tableau. We have a sloth bear, we have a giant panda, we have a giant tortoise, we have explorer, federal grants early in the first cycle. This polar bear exhibit was pretty good. It wasn't even insanely good, but it still was a what? Still is 6 in-game points and 1 end-game point. So yeah, it's still a 9-point card, and it didn't even like go that crazy, but I mean 9 points is still very solid. Plus, again, it was insane to just having two animal tags for species diversity was really nice. So anyhow, playing 4 sponsors without using your association around one would never happen at even the 400 level. Gotcha. To be clear, one of those sponsors was off the free sponsor on this map, right? Just to be clear. I opened with putting an enclosure and buying my 5 sponsor. So that is part of how I was able to my very first action my sponsorship did start on 4. So I don't think it was wild for me to get 3 down. Getting my 4th down before the first break, that was unexpected. I don't think that was supposed to happen. But it was very smooth to get out the first 3 in order to play species 4. That opening sequence felt really nice. But anyhow, I'm blabbing a bunch. Honestly, you appear to be the only one in chat, Robbie, at least for the last bit. Do you want a game? I don't have to stream. I could just go play you, if you're around. I don't know what your situation is at the moment, though. Otherwise, I'm probably going to play one more, but... You can't play right now. You can only backseat. All right, fair enough. I think I'm just going to go seek one more. I do miss Agricola, everybody, though. I do want to get another Agricola game in soon, and stop just only Ark Nova in. Although I do have a turn-based Agricola game going, and I do have an Agricola game with friends going. Like, kind of a standing game that we keep going, so... I've not been too sad. All right, basically same strength opponent. Hypothetically right around our strength, although again, I'm pretty convinced I'm underrated. I'm fairly convinced that I should actually be low 400s by this point. But at the same time, I don't know. It's easy after games like that went pretty well and that I had a good plan and I could find something to be like, yes, I'm a low 400s. But one thing that makes me feel like I'm not that good is when I get awkward hands and I'm like, I don't know what the game plan is. And then I suddenly wind up in those games where it's like, it's the 3rd break and I'm like, I didn't do a project yet. And when those happen, then I feel like I'm still a 250 player, just poking around in the slight dark. Looks like my opponent... Oh no, everybody has agreed to start. BJ just freaked out. All right. I see an aquarium instantly. I see predator breeding in Savannah. I see jaguar. I mean, my eyes instantly dart to, these left 4 cards. Like, I take a partner zoo for America. I play jaguar. I play predator breeding program. I then play Savannah. Amazing. The aquarium is maybe used. It's commercial harbor, so selling cards is cool. Jaguar finding a bunch of cards. Well, I guess it only finds 1, but we still could sell it. All of that looks good. It is a habitat diversity and species diversity game, so admittedly releasing something quick is not that good. But I don't know. These left 4 cards look like the play. I don't really want a Australia partner zoo. I don't really want a petting zoo animal. I mean, it's a species diversity thing. This pond turtle is a European thing. Maybe we can fit the pond turtle in, but I don't know. These 4 cards look like the play to me. I build a 4-size enclosure. I take an America partner zoo. I guess I could get beat to an America Partner Zoo, which, how badly does that wreck us? It's pretty bad. That is the spooky part, I guess. There's no immediate reason for our opponent to want an America Partner Zoo, but our whole opening is kind of trash if I do that. So I could not take the aquarium and I could just take the pond turtle, so I at least have some mild backup. I could take a European Partner Zoo, play the pond turtle, and just go for Europe too. The aquarium is awkward because I need 3 rep, and I don't know where... Well, the rep is supposed to come off Predator Breeding Program, but that means that I'm carrying these 3 cards into the first break. That doesn't actually sound that smart. That doesn't sound that smart. Maybe the aquarium is actually not part of the plan here, which is kind of wild because aquarium is so good, but building around this, just this predator stuff seems better. All right, let's just build around this, keep the pond turtle in place so we at least have a backup plan. I've been punished, I think, 1 or too many times for not having a backup plan and getting wrecked. So let's have a backup plan this game. The aquarium could be great, but we don't know that it's great. Ooh, archaeologist. Is this a good archaeologist map? Oh, wow, wait a sec. We can get tons of doublers. Alright. We have tempo to take archaeologist first, but how am I getting archaeologist in play? Do I have to snap archaeologist here? Oh, also sun bear. Sun bear alert. I am going to just take my North American Partner Zoo. My opponent X'd sponsors out of the way first action. I don't know what the hell that's... I don't even know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. They need to build a 4 size? Whatever. I'm going to take my North American Partner Zoo. That's very important to me. And then I'm just going to build a 5 size enclosure. Note, I said 5 size enclosure. I've learned my lessons. Build the 5 size enclosure because you're going to release the thing. And so then you have a 5 size waiting for you when you need it. It means they want a long round and you are okay with a fast round. Yes, I mean, I'm planning to use my sponsors to just break, right? Like, I'm absolutely using my sponsors to break. The only real question is if I'm snapping this archaeologist just because I'm terrified of what happens if somebody gets a bunch of doublers. And the answer is I might be terrified of enough of that to do it. I do think the 5 size goes here. Let me connect to the commercial harbor relatively soon. I think connecting to the harbor relatively soon is good. Yeah, I think that's good. Get that rep in case I want the rep soon. I think this is a good spot to start. I don't know. It's what I'm going to do. It's what I'm going to do. My opponent is also not associated, which means they must be doing a project, right? They played Wolf. Do they have the Europe release? This makes me think they have the Europe release card, because Wolf is a great Europe release, and they've been saving their worker. So I'm guessing Europe release is actually getting played in a sec. Which means they could snap Archaeologist. So, again, am I scared enough of Archaeologist? I genuinely don't know if I need to be. This is where I don't have enough skill. Archaeologist to buy a bunch of extra doublers seems like it could be very powerful, or it could just not be important. Also, it's Commercial Harbor, so just drawing more cards is, like, really good. Snapping is, like, relatively worse. There's still a Sun Bear here, though, too. Sun Bear is 2 more species icons, although species diversity doesn't matter that much, because it's the habitat diversity that matters. I'm tempted to draw 2 cards and then build a 2 size to connect to the harbor. and then go play my animals and then snap for a bunch, or not snap, but break for a bunch. I think that's what I'm gonna do. If I get punished for leaving this archaeologist, so be it. So be it. I'll get rid of this alpaca. None of those cards look particularly good. They look like I'm gonna sell these cards. I don't think I'm playing Diversity Researcher either. Think this is fine to sell most of these. Building the 2-size also lets me possibly actually play this pond turtle. Is that true? Probably not. That's probably too much. All right, we're predicting Europe release here. We're predicting Europe release. I'm predicting snapping with the Europe release and that they're gonna snap Archaeologist. I don't know if any of that fully makes sense, but that's what I'm gonna guess as what's coming. I genuinely don't know. Genuinely do not know. Yeah, no clue. I do think I'm gonna build the 2-size to touch the harbor here so I can start selling cards, because I have a lot of cards now that I took that cards action. All right, Europe release is correct. Opponent does have Europe release. All right, I do like that I'm getting better at predicting things. Speaking of this, hey, my opponent made the mistake I did in the past, though. Just build the 5-size enclosure, buddy. Just build the 5-size enclosure. There's no don't build a 4-size enclosure. Stay flexible. My opponent's gonna upgrade build first. Interesting. They do take 2 rep from the row. Fair enough. And they take the worker. Ooh. Okay, they're betting that I'm not going to break their worker, which is probably true. I'm probably not breaking their worker, but to be honest, I don't really care that they took worker then. Worker is not a thing that scares me very much. They also have no income. They have no money and no income? How are they going to get money? Their income is terrible after that release. I mean, they're going to, like, build a kiosk? I don't know. They're gonna have to break them. They're gonna have to break for money themselves. I don't know. I'm not that spooked of any of this. Maybe I should be, but I'm just not. I'm gonna be content just connecting to my harbor, selling off some of these cards I don't need. Like this diversity researcher is just not happening. I don't care about you. You can go away. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right. Let me go play this Jaguar next. Yeah, we'll go play the Jaguar. We'll probably sell off the Komodo Dragon. And then we'll think about breaking after that. All right. He's going to sell cards. Okay, so he places a kiosk. He sells a card. Now he can keep building more useful things. Although this kiosk doesn't earn money. So income is still trash. But I mean, it's commercial harbors, so maybe he has income. He does get to upgrade another thing, and he's going to upgrade cards so that he can draw a bunch more cards in order to sell more things to afford more stuff. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. It's not bad. I'm going to sell this Komodo Dragon, right? I'm just always selling this Komodo Dragon. I don't know when you're getting played. You're not important. I guess I should really have hunted first. I should have hunted first because maybe I did want to keep the Komodo Dragon, but whatever. This pond turtle looks like a thing I do want to keep. It's a Europe tag. Europe tags are good, but maybe we hunt something better. That's a lot of Europe tags, although it requires a Europe partner zoo, so but it's double Europe. Europe 5. Oof, Europe 5. I mean, we're going to keep that. I'm planning to release something, so I could put him back in there. Yeah, maybe we actually keep this guy and give up the European pond turtle and we push for Europe 5 over the course of this game. That could be a possibility for us. Sadly, the Europe release for the bison is already off the table. God, there's so many projects for us down the road here. But anyhow, oh, he's actually going to draw cards before using his worker? Well, that's a huge mistake. That's a huge mistake. He's giving me the opportunity to break 5 here and break his worker that he took for left worker. That's just an obvious error. You can't do this. You have to use the X token to use your worker. You absolutely can't do this. Like, I'm obviously just gonna break you here. I mean, he's hoping I have a sponsor, I guess, but like, you can't you can't play like that. I am gonna get rid of the pond turtle. I liked the pond turtle, but I really like this double Europe tag. Double Europe tag seems hot. Obviously sell a card there because I have to discard it anyhow. So, and again, don't get rid of these other cards. These other cards are too important. Um, these other cards are way too important. But yeah, breaking my opponent's worker there was exciting. Also, my opponent has no income. My opponent still has no income. Like, are they going to break for money here? Because how are they going to have money this game? Expert in large animals is how you're going to have money. I mean, that's $4 less to put something in your big enclosure, so cool, but whatever. My guy's already ready to go Predator Breeding Program first slot. I'm a huge fan of two size enclosures. We all know that. I mean, why am I upgraded build, right? Just two size enclosures. I can build a two size and kick build out of the way. Taking a worker is kind of tempting. Maybe is this ever 2 CP worker? Oh my god. 2 CP workers so I can take my partner zoos faster? I do kind of like that. I kind of like that. What if we don't need card upgrades super fast? We only upgrade cards, animals, and then either association or sponsors this game. What are our end game goals even? Oh, we're sponsored zoo or client. Okay. Well, we're not very good at sponsored zoo at the moment. I mean, maybe we are. Oh, also archaeologist is still available. I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna try 2 CP worker this game. I'm gonna try 2 CP worker. I think this is fun. It gets me my other card upgrades faster. Yes, I can only upgrade 3 cards, but I think I only need to upgrade 3 cards. With this game plan, I don't need to upgrade build. I just definitely don't need to upgrade build with what we have going on. Um, so if we never need to upgrade build anyhow, then like whatever. I admit I have no animals to play, so you know that's not great. But I get to take my European partner zoo in a second. Actually, maybe I take my European partner zoo now and upgrade the cards action so I can look at more cards and continue to sell more cards. Um, Alternatively, upgraded animals so that I can play an upgraded animals action in order to get the rep to then upgrade cards is maybe smoother. Because where does the other rep come from otherwise? No, I don't know where the other rep comes from. All right, that allows us to just grab cards first anyhow. We do need to pull a playable animal here, which is a little awkward, unless I snap this lizard purely because it's an Australia tag. Snapping the lizard purely because it's an Australia tag is not the worst, and it guarantees an animal for me to play. And it helps, yeah, it helps me push towards Habitat 5 faster. And it at least draws a card. You know what? I'm going to take a guarantee here that I can keep a good cycle going. I'm going to take the guarantee that I can keep a good cycle going. Take a Europe Partner Zoo. Expert on Africa looks great here. I love the clever effect on Expert on Africa, and I also love the Africa tag. I mean, we have so many project opportunities available to us that are good, which is great. Uh, yeah, if I could play the Bison to steal Expert on Africa off the row next round, that would be very cool. My guy plays a monkey. No, he takes a monkey. Okay, is this one of the monkeys that steals crap from me? It probably is, but whatever. Take my partner zoo action, make sure this worker gets used. Your upgrade animals so that I can play, that I get a rep. Getting the rep going is good. Yeah. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Everything is fine. My opponent is making sure his worker is getting used. He also wants to take a partner zoo. Takes an Africa partner zoo. Okay. He is selling a card, so he probably can afford an animal soon, but his income is just so slow. I guess he has expert in large animals. I don't know. My opponent, I think, is already kind of out of the game, but I could be wrong. I do actually upgrade the cards action, or I upgrade sponsorship so that I can play sponsors from the row, and so that I can break for a lot of money. If I upgrade sponsors, I can never upgrade a Soch. I don't usually care about not donating, to be honest. It just doesn't bother me. Although looking at more cards faster is good. Looking at more cards faster is good on this map, but I'm about to take a giant sponsorship action. I also have Sponsored Zoo in hand, and that probably is my better pick. Although Climbing Park, I at least have a climbing symbol. Maybe we're a climbing park. Maybe we're a climbing park. I have no strong need to upgrade sponsors. It is more money, but do I need that much money at the moment? I mean, cards is also kind of more money on this map. I don't know. I'm conflicted there on that upgrade. I'm conflicted, but I'm not conflicted about having an Australian lizard. I like that. I like that. I don't like New World free range monkeys. I don't really like free range monkeys. It's not particularly good. Is it not good enough that I'm selling it? I guess not. I guess that's not important. That part's not important. My opponent is cards action, so if they do that, I'm just gonna break them again. Like, I will definitely just break them if they do that. I think they realize that, and so now, yes, now they're making sure to get their animal down, so they at least earn they at least earn a little bit of appeal. They at least get a little appeal rolling if they do this. Um, they do get to pilfer me. Yeah, they do get to pilfer me. I will pay them $5. I definitely don't want to lose. I definitely don't want to lose some of the other stuff. So them taking $5 is annoying, obviously, but whatever. Um, okay, what do I do here? If I probably X build out of the way, right? Just X build out of the way. Yeah, just X build out of the way. I think that's fine. I don't really want to break here because I would rather my opponent take a cards action so I can get the X token. I would like the X token. Rather than having my opponent get the X token. So let's try to do that. All right, my opponent does draw cards as expected, so that looks very good for us actually, because I think that means I also get to take Expert on Africa off of this card draw bonus when I build a 2-size enclosure during the break. And I really still want this Expert on Africa despite having no Africa yet. Clever is just so helpful when I'm trying to do a no build game, being able to just keep getting that build out of the way. And again, also just having the Africa symbol so I can potentially win habitat diversity. Habitat diversity 5 is like quite nice. I mean, my opponent is so far behind on habitat diversity. Yeah. This map has a free university. I should always remember that. I only need to take one university, although maybe the free university is just a CP later. We'll see. Overall, I still really like my spot here. I will say the incomes have kind of evened out, but Yeah, I guess maybe I shouldn't like my spot that much compared to my opponent. I don't know. It's hard to say. My guy's not in that bad of a spot, but I guess knowing that I have a huge Predator release still coming is like feels very nice. I have clear projects to keep doing, which is great. Um, I'm just gonna sell this. I'm gonna sell this free range. I'm not playing this, and I can only sell one card per turn, so I'd like to keep using the sell action because I'm probably opening next round with the big cards action, right? So, um, wow, there's a bison. I don't need that bison. It's just kind of cool. Um, I think I build and draw the expert on Africa. I think there is fine. I can build a big 5 size up here. I do want this expert on Africa. The Africa release is also decent. I'll probably grab the Africa release just to have control of it. The penguin pool also can be very powerful in some games, but we have no real need for bird symbols. We have no real need for bird symbols. Monkey Park for my opponent. Okay, cool, cute. Monkey Park, not that strong. It just gives a couple X tokens. It does get you across your map faster, though, so there's that. They also can take Serengeti now, and they do take Serengeti. Okay, that makes sense. Having control of that is obviously great. I don't know that I care about Penguin Pool, then. I mean, I just really... It is a sponsor. I'm supposed to play sponsors. Archaeologist is still available, by the way. I was originally scared of Archaeologist, and here I am now just being like, it doesn't matter. But maybe it does. Maybe it does. I could grab the Archaeologist, and I could try to use it myself off some doublers. Being able to double associate is just very powerful later. So, it is kind of tempted to take it. I'm never getting the endgame bonus, though, because I don't plan to upgrade build. Let's grab a bunch of cards, and then I'm gonna do my Predator release, right? I think it's time to do the Predator release, open up the ability to play the Bison, and honestly, the Bison grabs me all these sponsors that are on the row anyhow, and that would be very cool. So I think I just grab all the cards from the deck. All right, we hit multiple more European animals that are small. Europe 5 looks excellent. Guided school tours is always, we're always happy to see. Um, this boosts our sponsors action, which I don't mind. It is in Africa, so if my guy plays the Africa release, with expert on Africa, it's also nice because it allows me to cycle a card. Wow, yeah, so all of those are good. However, these cards guarantee I hit Europe 5, so I think that means I get rid of this. Wow, I was thinking I was going to get cards to sell here, but I guess I'm not selling any of these. I think I'm trying to play all of these. I think I'm trying to play all of these. I don't see a good reason not to play all of these. Being able to play Europe 5 means we just have so many, we have so much CP available to us. We get CP for Savannah, we get CP for Europe 5, we should get 5 CP for Habitats 5. We eventually can play Species whatever. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. This feels really good. My Bison will grab me a bunch of cards that I can get rid of. Oh, also, what am I doing here? I'm just getting snapping now, so I can just snap cards to sell them? Okay, that seems great. And it continues to allow me to control stuff. Controlling the row is always nice. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of X tokens. Oh, I'm getting more X tokens than I can use. Whoops. Oh well. I guess I'm snapping this because it's an Asia symbol. I don't have an Asia symbol yet. I'm pretty sure I'm just selling it for what it's worth, but... I still might prefer 2x tokens to $5. Having the flexibility to do just whatever the hell I want on the action. Sounds very fun. Although, God, I just want to kind of X build out of the way eventually too. Maybe it is $5 here. I have so many X tokens, and there's a bunch of X tokens coming in, and I want to keep Xing build out of the way. Although, I don't have to X build out of the way. I can get build out of the way with Expert in Africa. Expert in Africa wants me to have a ton of X tokens, sort of, for endgame. Whatever. Let's just have too many X tokens. It's fine. It's fine. Still don't... No, do sell a card. Do sell a card. I'm not holding... I can't hold this freaking Asia thing long enough. I'll find an Asia tag. That's not hard. That's a Europe bear. I don't have a bear symbol, so it doesn't really matter, but otherwise very exciting. Very exciting stuff. My opponent is going to just play Serengeti here already. Okay, fair enough. Does a small Serengeti release, so large Africa releases are around, potentially. My guy does win the race to... He takes the $10, so I eventually get a free three size enclosure, which I think is actually better than $10, to be honest. But my guy does need the money. He's released another animal, so all of his kiosks are not... Like, he has no animals in his park. Fun way to play, but what did he take this time? He did take $5 income, at least. That makes a lot of sense. He really needs that with all of his releases. I'm doing max strength animals. Bison, go. Grab me 1,000,000 sponsors, because, you know, that's what you get to do. It's pretty sweet. Pretty dang sweet. Could I have hypnosised my opponent? No, definitely can't. So let's see if we can't hunt something. Alright, Stoat, what can you hunt me? Can you hunt me anything? Let's try your best. What do you got? What do you got, buddy? You got a sunbathing sea lion. That requires a partner zoo that I will never take. So I'm just gonna sell you off. Yeah, you're kind of cool, but I'm never taking an Australia partner zoo, so goodbye. 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 Ooh. Ooh, hello, elephant. Hello, elephant. Hello, elephant release. I don't know how I get that elephant unless I literally take an action to snap it here. And snapping the elephant feels unnecessary. Is it, though? Is the elephant unnecessary? That elephant's really good. That elephant's real good, and yet... I don't know. I have so many cards. I have so many plans. Do I need the elephant? My guy didn't knock the elephant out of the display yet. That's risky. He's still not knocking the elephant out of the display. Okay. Do you plan to get this elephant some way? I guess he plans to get the elephant. I don't know. I do like the elephant. I like the look of the elephant a lot. Elephant be good. It's another Africa animal, so I get to double clever when I play it. It's very expensive. So there is that. Although, I mean, my money is decent because I get to keep selling cards. Oh, am I snapping this thing off? Am I snapping this thing off? That wasn't originally the plan here. Wasn't originally the plan. But I don't know that I mind it. Don't know that I mind it here. Alright, let's try it out. We'll hold this guy for a while, but it's a freaking elephant. I often complain in some games about not having the card I need in order to finish things off. Also, are we playing native seabirds? Native seabirds is a pretty good amount of appeal. It's 5 appeal. 5 appeal is decent. We might play native seabirds. I don't plan to play penguin pool. I don't see us playing penguin pool. I am kind of tempted to build a 5-size enclosure for the elephant, but I think we can build a 5-size enclosure for the elephant later. Also, we need to use our worker. I would like to use this worker to take a university, right? I think so. Yeah, I think I want to take a university action. I could take a boosted action to just do species 3 and unlock income. I also don't mind that actually to just do another project because we have Europe 5 and Habitat 5 likely coming our way. So taking species 3 instead of species 4 doesn't really matter to us. Also, when am I even hitting the 4th species, to be honest? I have X tokens to use. The break might be happening any second. In which case, I'm discarding a lot of cards. Maybe hand size university is just better here. I can still do species later. I don't need the immediate income. No, let's take hand size uni. Let's take hand size uni. Let's just get that worker done before our opponent possibly breaks him. God, we get another worker. That's right. We get another worker right away. Nice. All right. Sell another card though. Keep selling cards. I do think archaeologist. I keep thinking I'm gonna use him, and then I'm just not. I'm just not using archaeologist, and that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, get rid of him. It's not important. Not important. Our opponent is also going to make sure he uses his worker before causing the break. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Takes the other uni. That's okay. Gets that his other card upgrade. I think now is finally the time to play Expert on Africa. Or maybe I do just build my 5 size. I eventually need to build a 5 size for this elephant, and then I can just play the elephant and possibly release it. Yeah, you know what? Let's just build the other 5 size enclosure. I eventually want to do this. This 5 size just fits so nicely right there at the moment. I'm going to keep selling cards. I don't really see how I'm going to have time to play native seabirds. I mean, I could play native seabirds now for 6. And an endgame shield? Why am I selling that? 6 appeal and an endgame shield is a hell of a sponsor. Maybe just no sell then. Just don't sell. Whoops, I restarted the whole turn. I'm sorry. I just needed to cancel the sell action. Yeah, I think we're going to play all 5 cards in our hand. So I guess no sell. No sell. We're happy with all of these cards. All of these cards are good. Now our opponent causes the break. It's fine. Our opponent has slightly more income than us, but again, not really, because they have slightly more direct money income, but I have snapping and 2 size, which are things that they don't have. I can even take this bear. I don't know how I'm going to play that bear. I mean, the answer is I'm not going to play that bear is really the truth of it, but I guess I start snaking the I could also just cover up this draw symbol. Whatever, let's just cover up the draw symbol. That's fine. I'll draw the bear just to deny it, and then I'll snap. This sunbathing monkey is kind of fun, although I don't have 3 size enclosures. 3 size enclosures are tough. I do want an Asia icon someday. This is a pilfering 2. I don't want my opponent to pilfer me twice. Let's take that away. In case that matters. A primate breeding program. That's not a thing I wanted to see, but whatever. Alright, go ahead and sell this macaque. That's not a thing for us. Play the native seabirds. Yeah, play the native seabirds. 7-point native seabirds, even. Oh, because I touched another water space. Oh, incredible. Look at me being so good. Alright, yeah, I'll play a 10-point card. I do have to connect to this water space, so I do have to snake my way up to this doubler eventually. So that's a little bit tricky, but that is something we want to do, so. I don't have quite enough money to play elephant and my snake. I don't have quite enough money to. I do have enough money to play elephant by selling a card, so maybe I just play elephant. Although that doesn't set me up for it doesn't set me up for Europe 5. Playing the snake allows me to just do Europe 5, and I would like to just do a project, right? I'd like to be ready to just do a project in a sec. So, not having another animal to play, though, is not great. It's not super problematic here. Not super problematic, though. I kind of also want to play the elephant to take advantage of the double clever effect once I have Expert on Africa in play. So, given that that's all true, maybe I do draw cards here. Maybe it's okay to just draw 3 cards from the deck, keep 1. I could take a boosted cards action, actually. Take a boosted cards action. Yeah, just use an X token to cards, hopefully find another playable animal. Yeah, I think that's fine. We have so many X tokens, it's okay to use them a little bit questionably. I'm gonna just draw everything from the deck. I don't care about any of these. I don't care about any of these. This is another playable animal. It's not great, but whatever. Geologist is a playable sponsor, and we still technically could go into climbing park mode, so the rock symbol is good. Geological is kind of a cute project off of that. I don't need sponsorship reptiles. Selling a card, I can definitely just sell this bear. This bear is not happening. This bear is not a thing. We still don't have an Asia icon, so that's kind of annoying because I wanted to win the race to Habitat 5, but our opponent could beat us to Habitat 5 with how slow we're being on finding the Asia symbol. Although our opponent has to find a Europe and an Australia symbol, which, I mean, maybe. But it's a hard maybe that they're going to do that, so. Medical breakthrough definitely could be cute, but neither of us have a lot of science, so whatever. Just do max strength animals. I definitely need to play this guy. Definitely need to play this guy. Hi, Loki. I can't actually hypnosis him, so that's a bit sad. Yep, can't hypnosis. And I just play this. I could sell cards for money, but I kind of don't want to sell cards. I kind of want to play all these cards. Kind of want to play all these cards. Yeah, I would like to play all these cards. So I don't know that I'm going to play Geological, but I just like having more projects available to keep pumping out because I have so many workers and I have so many association actions. So I like having control of at least one more project in hand. So I'm not going to sell anything here. I'm going to do Europe 5 here. Yeah, we're going to do Europe 5. I think I'm just taking the university reward, and I'm just going to take the university to get my sponsorship upgraded, I think, so that I can start playing multiple sponsors. Using these X tokens so I can put more sponsors out faster is kind of nice. I eventually will take 3 X tokens as a reward. Like, I have time to just take most of these rewards. Take the free worker eventually for an extra CP. I think the reason that we're ahead of our opponent is like just because we have plans for huge project points, and I just continue to don't know where their project points are coming from. Rhino alert. I don't have a good way to take that rhino in any way that I care to, but rhino alert. Although with both Habitat 5 and Species 5 out, rhinos are a bit less good, although Africa 5 would be quite good for my opponent to snag. So kudos to them if that's what happens. I will take Europe 5. I'll take the free uni. I'll gain the university. I will get some rep from the university. I do get to take a card. Unfortunately, that card has to be in rep range. I guess I take medical breakthrough on the off chance I can someday play it. I don't see how I'm gonna play it, but you know, I do get to build a free three size enclosure, which is nice. I think that goes. Think that goes here, and then I build a 2-size and then another 2-size eventually to reach that doubler and to reach the last water space. Wait, I actually don't want the water spaces connected, right? Okay, yeah, native seabirds. Sorry, native seabirds was just 7 instant appeal. 7 instant appeal was fine. I still want to reach that doubler though. Yeah, I think this goes here. I could build one more 5-size enclosure up here, although it's not next to rock. This did just kill my ability to ever dream about this rhino, but I have an elephant in hand. Why am I dreaming about a rhino? I don't need to dream about a rhino. Um, we upgrade the sponsors action so I can play more sponsors faster. And we have to discard final scoring. This is actually a little bit tough. I think we are going to run sponsored zoo, but we're not a very good sponsored zoo yet. But we'll be at least a 1-point sponsored zoo, and maybe we get to be a 2-point sponsored zoo. Maybe we get to be a 2-point sponsored zoo. Also an eagle alert. Eagle alert. Eagles are cool. I think we're about to use. Ooh, my opponent did take the primate breeding. That makes sense. I mean, my opponent continues to need projects, and they can continue to take income rewards. Which, yeah, they're taking snapping and probably taking one of these. Which, I mean, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Yep, they take the rhino. Rhino looks very good for them, so they can take Africa 5. Africa 5 will be nice for them. An explorer just showed up, which is an insane amount of money for me. I would not mind getting my hands on that explorer someday. Um, yeah, we're back to I want to use my X tokens. I don't really want to cause the break. I want to play sponsors. Not causing the break is fine. I'm ahead of my opponent. I have more projects to do still. Yeah, I actually can do species 4. I still can't do habitat. I'm still a little spooked about getting beat to habitat, but being able to do species 4 is nice. I'm going to use 1 X token, no, 2 X tokens to make this. Ooh, okay, we are burning through our X token, although there's so many X tokens on this map. But this allows me to play Expert on Africa and Guided School Tours, which is nice to just get both of these out. Is Guided School Tours an endgame point for us yet? No, we need another. Okay, so we are on the lookout for a bear or a primate because it gives us an extra CP. I get to clever build out of the way. That was part of the goal of this. Clevering build out of the way is great. I don't have animals to play again at the moment, so there's that. I'm also about to take a cards action, so we're going to get close to the break. I get to draw the explorer now. My guy does have a rhino and an eagle in hand, so that's spooky. He is up to 30 income because his kiosks are starting to come through now. So there's that, but explorer is just all the money for me. So I would love an explorer. I wouldn't mind a hydrologist either, but I mean, speaking of which, I do have a geologist I plan to play. I do need to connect to this rock still. Okay, that's not hard. Connecting to this rock is part of the game plan, so yeah, geologist looks like it's a bit of money and an end game point for me, so it's still kind of worth playing. Um, we're definitely grabbing explorer from the card row. I just can't see why we would ever not do that. The rest of these don't really matter, so draw the rest of the cards from the deck. That's a grizzly bear, which is the bear symbol we needed. It requires double predators, which is kind of an issue. My opponent concedes the game to me. You know, fair enough. I was playing very slowly, right? 28 minutes already. This is gonna, although there's not that much game left, but I think it's fair to concede the game to me here. Like, I'm beating them to species 4. I'm beating them to habitat 5. I have an elephant in hand. I'm already at 48 points. I think I was very safely winning that game. We were at 24 turns. I wonder how many turns this game was going to cost me. I mean, I was going to play Explorer for just, again, all the money. I don't see how I play the grizzly bear, which is kind of an issue. I still don't have an Asia animal in hand. That muskox doesn't help me. The meerkat den is unnecessary. But I at least have some more stuff to sell. Still have more stuff to sell at least. Um, but yeah, I think it's fair enough for my opponent to resign here. Um, I was being a bit slow that game. Um, Although again, I don't know. I'm talking through and thinking through things. I'm feeling a lot better by doing a lot of this. I genuinely think we were outplaying our opponent that game. Like, to be fair, our opponent like does not have that many cards out. And my opponent has like no enclosures either. Yeah, I mean, my opponent's having a relatively rough game, to be honest. It looks like I get that we're only 24 turns in, but by the time we're at 30 turns in, I might be winning this game. Um, maybe. Maybe I am. I'm about to take a cards action. I can take a boosted sponsors action for species 4. I can unlock my $5 of income. Or I could just take the $12. Yeah, okay, never mind. I am winning this game like pretty fast, pretty comfortably by just playing the elephant, playing one or two other things. I really just need an Asia tag, to be honest. An Asia tag would really just lock it out. That's another 8 CP. Yeah, I'm pretty close with what I have. So I would have liked to see that one finish out, but you can't blame anybody for conceding 2-player games. So I'm actually mildly surprised more people haven't conceded by games thus far. So um yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. This game felt pretty smooth throughout for us. I do like taking the 2 CP worker this game. It really allowed us to get these buildings out and just keep hitting the projects hard here at the end. Um, yeah, I liked our opening cards a lot. Um, Having that early Jaguar with the Predator breeding program and then the release, and then correctly building a 5 size, by the way. This is one example, I think, of where, like, a very clear example of where I've gotten slightly more skilled by just playing more often and remembering. But I did later draw into this Bison, and I now already had the enclosure for the Bison because I built a 5 size, even though it was a 4 size Jaguar, and then I could just release the Jaguar, open up the 5 size enclosure, and now I already had that in play for the Bison, which helps the Europe tags, and yeah. I mean, relatively good draws this game to keep drawing the tags I wanted to see. Drawing 5 Europe tags is like pretty nice, or well, 4 Europe tags plus the European partner zoo is quite nice. That was a lot of money income. I don't know. I don't really know why I'm still blabbing about this game because I don't even know who's watching anymore. But thanks for anybody who is watching or watches this later. Hopefully, people are continuing to have fun with watching me learn Ark Nova. But yeah, I'm gonna head off here. Obviously, nice to get these games in. I'm definitely feeling like I'm getting better and better. There's still obviously things to improve on and learn, but this game I really want to I want to stress that like I got better about this. I felt really good about reading what my opponent was up to in round one by when they did their release. I read all of that coming correctly. I like that I correctly was able to break my opponent's worker, which caused a lot of issues for them because they didn't get to use it, which really negates the benefit of taking worker first. Um, yeah, I felt I did a little bit of good defensive play here, and then just generally made good plans and decisions myself. So yeah, it's nice to feel the arc of getting better and being able to point to even very specific instances. I'm more proud of myself about this stupid 5 size enclosure thing than I should be because like it's not that hard of a concept, but it's one that I've screwed up multiple times, and so this is the first game where I correctly overbuilt my initial enclosure because I knew I was going to release that animal, and that I immediately got rewarded for it instead of punished for it like I have on other streams. So that was nice. Anyhow, I truly should head off and stop crowing about my own successes and whatever. So I will do that. But thanks all for hanging out. It's been good. See everybody around. Later.